Hello dear students, today we can start another one lesson of 5th standard chapter 8 Air and Water. Name of the lesson once again, Air and Water. Suppose if you lost in a forest, you could do without food or water for a few days. Just imagine without air, can you survive for a few days? No, without air, you would not be able to survive for more than a few minutes. Air is present everywhere. Air is all around us. Can you see air? No, we cannot see it, but we can feel it, right? The blanket of air around us is called atmosphere. So, what is atmosphere? The blanket of air around us is called atmosphere. Let us learn what are the importance of atmosphere. What are the importance of atmosphere? The atmosphere has a layer of ozone gas which protects our earth by absorbing the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. See, the atmosphere has a layer of ozone gas. Okay, ozone, another one gas, ozone gas is present and it protects our earth. Okay, so which protect our earth by what they are doing? They are absorbing ultraviolet rays or harmful ultraviolet rays which is coming out from the sun. Okay, so this ozone layer, it absorbs the harmful rays or harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. It allows only the required amount of heat and light from the sun. What is another one importance? It allows only the sufficient amount or required amount of heat and light from the sun to reach the earth's surface, thereby making it suitable for living thing to survive. Okay, so it also does not allow heat to escape at night, so that the earth does not become too cold at night. Okay, so then it determines the weather of the earth. So atmosphere it determines the weather of the earth. And living things, see, different gases are present in the atmosphere. Oxygen is present, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon monoxide. These are the different gases present in the atmosphere. So living things, we are taking, which gas we are taking in? Oxygen, right? Oxygen we are taking in. Okay, oxygen is present in the atmosphere. And plants are using carbon dioxide for making the food. Okay, so plants carry out photosynthesis using carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. Now we can study which are the different layers on the atmosphere. Different layers of atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is thick near the ground but gets thinner as one goes higher. See, it is very thick near the ground, but when it is going high, it gets thinner. The atmosphere extends hundreds of kilometers above the earth. It extends hundreds of kilometers above the earth. See, there are 5 layers of atmosphere. How many layers? 5 layers of atmosphere. Which are the 5 layers? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. These are the 5 layers of atmosphere. Which are them? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. First one, troposphere. This is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere and lies just above the earth's surface. Okay, troposphere is the layer which lies just above the earth's surface. It extends about 15 kilometers above the surface of the earth. How many kilometers? 15 kilometers. Okay, it extends about 15 kilometers above the surface of the earth. All weather changes take place in troposphere. Okay, all the weather changes take place in the troposphere layer. So this is the lowermost layer and it lies just above the Earth's surface. Okay, how many kilometers? Extends about 15 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. All weather changes take place in troposphere. Next is stratosphere. This layer is important as the ozone layer. Ozone layer is present in this layer. So, ozone layer that traps the sun's ultraviolet rays is a part of the stratosphere. So, jet plane is there, no? Jet plane fly in this layer. Next is mesosphere. Mesosphere, this layer, it stops meteors from reaching the Earth's surface by burning them up. Okay, so in this layer, meteors burn up. Okay, it's finished. So as we go higher above this layer, the temperature begins to go down. Okay, it's fall. Therefore, it is known as the cold layer. So this mesosphere, it is known as the cold layer. Next is thermosphere. In this layer, the air is thin and high energy rays from the sun are absorbed in this layer and it gets extremely hot. So, thermosphere, we are explaining thermosphere. In this layer, the air is very thin and high energy rays from the sun. It is absorbed in this layer and it gets extremely hot. Okay, this layer is very hot. So, it is that's why it is called hot layer. Thermosphere, this layer is called hot layer, and space shuttles orbit in this layer. Okay, space shuttles are moving around this layer. Exosphere, this is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. So, exosphere is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. Here the air is very thin and this layer extends to the outer surface. So, these are the 5 layers of atmosphere. Which are them? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Next is composition of air. Air is a mixture of gases. Lot of gases are present in the air. Here in your textbook, a pie chart is given. Okay, let's look at your textbook. Here, different composition of gas air. It is given there. Okay, nitrogen, blue color nitrogen is present, right? See, around 78% of nitrogen is present in your atmosphere. Okay, then oxygen, 21% of oxygen is present in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide and other gases only 1%. Okay, so this is the pie chart. It is given in your textbook. So in this pie chart, we can get an idea about the composition of air. So I told you earlier, air is made up of nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide. These are the different gases present in the atmosphere, and air is made up of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 1% other gases such as helium, argon, neon, ozone, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. The carbon dioxide, it forms only 0.04% of the atmosphere. So, this is the composition of air. Let us see different, we already seen that different gases are present in the atmosphere and which are the different gases. Okay, let us see which are the different uses of these gases. First one, nitrogen. I told you 78% of nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. So, living things, they need or they require nitrogen, but they cannot take it directly. Actually, 78% of in your atmosphere or in atmosphere, 78% nitrogen is present, but living things, they can't take it directly. Plants get nitrogen with the help of a bacteria present in the soil. Plants, they need nitrogen. So, they are a type of bacteria. It is help the plants for taking the nitrogen. So, these bacteria help in adjusting the or fixing the atmospheric nitrogen or changing the atmospheric nitrogen to different forms, and that can be taken up by the plants. Plants, they can use in another form of nitrogen. So this bacteria, say a kind of bacteria, it is present in the soil. This bacteria, these bacteria help the plants to take the atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, so this nitrogen change to another form, and human beings get nitrogen from the plants. So plants, they need nitrogen, and plants cannot use directly nitrogen. They cannot take directly from the atmosphere. So a type of bacteria present in the soil, these bacteria help the plants to take the nitrogen, or this bacteria change the or fix the atmospheric nitrogen to different forms that can be taken by the plants. Oxygen. Oxygen is important for our survival, isn't? All living things require oxygen for breathing. It is required for burning also. Okay, not only breathing, burning also. Oxygen is needed for burning. Oxygen is given out by the green plants during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, green plants after the photosynthesis, they are releasing from their body. Okay, so this oxygen we are utilizing for breathing. Next is carbon dioxide and other gases. Burning and breathing releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So plants use carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis. Plants, they are using carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Next is water vapor. Water evaporates. Water change into, on heating, water change into water vapor. Okay, that is called evaporation. Water evaporates from the surface of ocean, lake and seas due to the heat from the sun. The amount of water vapor present in the air, that is called humidity. So what is humidity? The amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. So that is called humidity. Okay, humidity varies from place to place. It is very high in the coastal region. Coastal means near the sea and ocean. Okay, or in places with a high rainfall. So it helps to determine the daily weather. Okay, water vapor. Next is dust and smoke. Air also contains dust and smoke. The more the dust and smoke, the more polluted is the air. Okay, air pollution. If the in the atmosphere more dust and air smoke is present, that means the air is more polluted. Okay, so these are the things about composition of air. Next we can see the properties of air. Air is colorless. Do they have color? No, it is colorless, odorless. What is odorless? No smell. Okay, then and tasteless. So air is colorless, no color, no smell and no taste. So we feel air when it moves or make things around us move. Wind, isn't it? So air has certain properties that make us feel its presence. Let us discuss some of them. Air occupies space. The property of air is air occupies space. Air, like any other matter, we learn matter, right? It occupies space. So an empty glass, actually it is not really empty, as there is air is present inside, isn't it? See, empty glass, actually it is not empty. Air is present inside the glass. Okay, let us try. Take a balloon and blow air into it. What do you see? The balloon gets bigger, right? Why? How it become bigger? Because of the air that fills it up. So this shows that air occupies space. The another property of air is air has weight. Air has weight. Air, like any other matter, it has weight. An inflated balloon, the filled balloon, is heavier than a balloon with no air. See, air has weight due to gravity. Air has weight due to gravity. What is gravity? It's a force pulled by the earth. Okay, gravitational force we learnt. Air has weight due to gravity. Gravity affects everything that has mass. Gravity affects everything that has mass. So air has mass, so gravity pulls it towards the ground. Let us try. Let us do one experiment. Take two balloons of the same size and blow air into them. Hang them from each end of a ruler, and in such a way that the ruler remains balanced. Okay, in the two sides of the ruler we can hang them. Okay, so this shows that they have the same mass, weight. Use a pin to prick one of the balloon. What do you see? The side with the inflated balloon goes down as it is heavier. Okay, that inflated balloon, it is heavier than the other one. So this shows that air has weight. Next property of air is air exerts pressure. Air exerts pressure. Air has weight, and anything that has weight exerts pressure. We already learned air has weight. So anything that has weight, it exerts a pressure. So we can say that air exerts pressure. Air pressure varies from place to place. It is highest near the surface of the earth, and it becomes less as we go up. Air exerts a pressure. It is higher near the surface of the earth, and it diminishes or it becomes less as we go high. Air exerts pressure in all directions. Let us do one experiment. Here we need some materials. Material required for this experiment is a glass tumbler, water, and a cardboard. Fill the glass tumbler completely with water. Cover it with a cardboard and support the cardboard with your hand and turn it upside down. Holding the glass tumbler gently, remove the hand that supports the cardboard. What we can see? The cardboard does not fall because the air pressure is acting on it from all directions. Here, but why it does not fall down? Because the air pressure is acting on it from the all direction. Let us learn uses of air pressure. Air pressure helps in filling syringes, droppers, and ink in a fountain pen, etc. Okay. Not only that, it helps in drawing water, taking water using a hand pump, cleaning using vacuum cleaner, and working of aeroplane, sailboats, etc. These are the different uses of air pressure. Let us learn about air is needed for combustion. Combustion means burning. Okay, air is necessary for burning. Combustion or burning, it is a chemical reaction. Combustion or burning, it is a chemical reaction. It needs two components. It needs two components, a fuel and an oxygen. Okay, what all things needed for combustion? Fuel and oxygen. Air contains oxygen and thus supports the burning process. Air contains oxygen and thus supports burning process. Let us do one experiment. Take two lighted candles. Take two lighted candles. Cover one of the candle with a transparent glass tumbler. Okay. So, what do you see? You will see that covered candle stops burning after some time, while the other candle continues to burn. This is why? This is because by covering with a glass tumbler, we cut off the supply of oxygen. We cut off the supply of oxygen. So, the candle stops burning after using all the oxygen that was already present in the tumbler. Did you understand? So, air is or oxygen is needed for combustion or burning.